Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another main channel video where today we are discussing a massively hyped up video game that has just been announced and will be released on June the 16th, I believe. F1 2023. EA, F1, Codemasters, you know the drill. The reason why there is so much hype around this game is due to the fact that they are implementing some features that we haven't had for about 10 years in F1, in the F1 games. And it looks to be a extremely exciting game with the new implementations that they are bringing into this new game. So the first thing to discuss is the sequel for Breaking Point. They are bringing it back as they did in 2021 with Breaking Point with Aiden Jackson as the young rookie. Devin Butler came back and Aiden Jackson's teammate was Casper Ackerman at the Alfa Romeo, or whichever team you chose them to be in. And this sequel, Breaking Point 2, the quote on this one is who will be the last to break, as well, continuing on from 2021. This seems to be that then there's a new team coming in called Connor Sport F1, which seems to be that Devin Butler is one of the drivers. Casper Ackerman is now a member of the crew on the sidewall, and then there's this new character, this new female character who is risen from F2 into is going to be in the second seat of that car. However, I have a theory, bit of a long stretch theory, but I have a theory that the fact that they are now implementing a female character in F1, and also another female character, which I'll talk about later, into F1, maybe they are thinking about creating EA and Codemasters. Maybe they're thinking about creating a W Series F1 game for us all to play, because it makes sense, because the W Series does run alongside the F1 weekend, so it does sort of make sense that they could be teasing that in this F1 game with one of the new My Team icons as a female, and adding a female character who was an F2 champion and is now in F1. It's just something to think about. The next thing, which is another big thing that hasn't been in the game since F1 2014, I believe, is red flags. Red flags are coming back to F1 for the first time in 9 years, I think. And obviously, if you haven't watched F1 and you are new to this channel, or if you do watch F1 already, you'll know that red flags are basically if there's been a serious accident on track. For example, if Lando Norris T-bones into the side of Tsunoda, let's say, the red flag will come out, meaning it's a dangerous situation. All the cars head back to the pits and they change tyres if they need to, adjust strategy, and it usually lasts half an hour, depending on how long it takes for the incident to be cleared. But for the fact that they are introducing red flags into this game suggests that there will be now new ways to improve strategy. Races will be a lot more exciting, and it will just improve racing as a whole new, more fun experience. Alongside racing strategy, we also now have the implementation of 35% race distances, because before we had 25%, which was maybe like 15, 16 or so laps, which isn't really enough time to have like two-stop strategies and properly work the strategy that you want to have in the race. Or you had 50%, which is way, way too long for players who only play it casually at the weekends for an hour or so, and it really takes up a bit too much of their time. So 35% is a good balance, I think, meaning people who play the game all the time can have maybe more fun with their strategy play, And for the people who play it more casually, like I do, not every single day, it means they can have maybe a one stop or a two stop and decide whether the two, but it also means that they can get on with what they want to do throughout the rest of the day. Number 4 or 3, or whatever point I'm at now, is Lusail and the Las Vegas track. Lusail, if you don't know, is Qatar. Lusail and the Las Vegas Grand Prix are going to be in the game from launch, even though that we haven't been there this season in the actual F1 season. They are going to be in the game, available at launch, so that everyone can play and experience the track before they even go and drive on those circuits in real life. And I'm actually really excited for Las Vegas, because apparently the back straight at that circuit is extremely long, extremely high speeds, but it's also extremely narrow, so that'd be good racing. And obviously Lusail has never been in an F1 game before either, and as it's a MotoGP track, it will be interesting to see how the F1 cars cope in the hot, not very grippy conditions of Qatar. However, if any of you have been to the Qatar World Cup, you might have flown over Lusail as you went to where all the stadiums were hosted. Number 5 is the brand new icons that are coming into the game. The icons were obviously older drivers, past world champions that you could sign into your My Team career mode. And it seems to be quite exciting this time. So they hinted at something called breaking point icons. So what me and fellow members of the F1 community think is that you are going to be able to sign Devon Butler, Aiden Jackson, people like that into your My Team career mode, so that you can have them as your teammate, which looks quite cool. And then that brings me on to the 4 new My Team career mode icons. Loads of speculation about these, whether Sebastian Vettel was going to be one of the icons, but I've done a bit of digging on the Microsoft Store, and the 4 new icons coming into the game are Pastor Maldonado, Nigel Mansell, Jamie Chadwick, and Kobayashi. Those are the 4 new icons, and Jamie Chadwick is a female racing driver, so that's what I mean by the 2 females coming into the game. I think that makes it more interesting. And then a couple other more things to just touch upon before the end of this video is they haven't really specified what for, but if any of you play Gran Turismo or another racing game, I can't remember what it's called, Assetto Corsa, I think that's it. You'll know about safety ratings, that every time you race, if you bump into a car or too aggressive in overtaking, your safety rating goes down, and they are implementing that into F1. And it works online and offline. So the way it works offline is that you'll have a base safety rating, and if you are too aggressive in your overtakes of the AI, if you crash into them, if you're too late on the braking, your safety rating will go down. And then how that works intertwining with online is that when you go into F1 lobbies, F1 online lobbies, that the lobbies will pair you up and put you in a session with other drivers of similar safety rating. So professional esports drivers, don't you worry, or try hard, don't you worry. You will no longer get paired up against people who just crash for fun and just ruin your races. You can now have clean races with people who are clean as you, and it means that no fun is spoilt for anybody, which I think is good. And then the final thing is they teased this in the press release. They said about unlocking new car upgrades in this brand new progression system. And new car upgrades, they're obviously not talking about R&D upgrade, which is the actual internal parts of the car that you upgrade in My Team. So maybe they have listened, Codemasters and EA have listened to public feedback, and maybe this means that we can finally change the shapes of our front wings and our rear wings and the side pods and the floor panels and stuff like that. Maybe we can actually have a unique looking F1 car for each season. The only thing that is a little bit unfortunate is that you still can't make there's no livery editor, so you still have to choose the liveries that are given to you. but they are still, I think they are still giving us a little bit of freedom now with being able to, with the, if you've unlocked them of course, with the front wing, rear wing and side pod changes, so you could still make your car look different to other people, but you still don't have the freedom that we would want for creating our own liveries and designs and putting sponsors on, etc. But there you go, there you have it. That is some of the things that I'm hyped about for F1. Let me know in the comments down below if you are hyped for this game. Release is 16th of June. However, if you pre-order the Champions Edition now, you get 3 days early access and 18,000 Bitcoins, some welcome packs, and you are able to play the Las Vegas thing for free for 3 days, which is quite cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Smash a like on this video if you are an F1 fan like me. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. We are on the grind to 100 subscribers. I would really like to meet that massive milestone. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.